Welcome to another beautiful night of Rocket League.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I'm excited for this one. Texas Tech is our opponents tonight. Do you want to give us a little rundown on their team?
Yeah, so looking at the competition in NACE, right now they're 3-1, so they're
Mm-hmm.
towards the top of the rankings in the division that we're in. We're sitting at 1-3, so opposite numbers, but still definitely it's going to be a good game. Looking at some of the competition that they've played, their only loss was to UTA. They ended up losing that one 3-1. When we played UTA, we also ended up losing that match 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
But they ended up beating the Mavericks, who we played last week, 3-0. And when we played the Mavericks, we lost in a nail biter game 5,
Yeah.
3-2.
Oh, that was a tough one.
So there's a little bit to see there. They also ended up beating the University of Texas at Dallas, who we played 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago. Sorry. And we ended up losing that one 3-0 as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a little bit of mismatch. There's a little bit of back and forth, but overall, it still should be a very good match today.
It should, yeah. I mean, especially looking at their ranks too, we're fairly similar. So for Texas Tech, there's Bramble, who is SSL. There's Wilds, who is a GC3, and then there's I forget how to say his name.
Kobadija.
Obadija, and we didn't see anything on NACE, but after looking up his profile on Rocket League and stuff, we found that he's about a GC2, and so I think that bodes well for our team. I mean, Ultramag and EJ are both SSL, and then Cesium's Champ 3, so he's been. I mean, I guess I don't know if he's officially ranked up or not, but he's definitely been playing a lot better and evolving to this higher play.
Yeah, he's definitely stepped up to the challenge. I mean, you're playing
Mm-hmm.
three divisions down most of the time. So, or I mean,
Yeah.
he's playing three divisions up. He's three
Yep.
divisions down. My bad. But I mean, overall, I feel like he's definitely been pretty good. As always, we like our little fun statistic.
Mm-hmm.
The drive to Texas Tech University is actually 16 hours, 31 minutes.
It's not as bad as we've had before.
Yeah, we've had some really bad ones.
Yeah.
I feel like you just cut down through Arizona and then you just drive all the way through the state of Texas. But again, I don't know the roads. I'm not the
I've
greatest.
never fully done that drive myself, but
Yeah.
honestly, it could be a fun road trip sometime.
Yeah, I mean Texas Tech is very big school, very good at the SEC sports,
Mhm.
so it would be a fun road trip. But that's not why we're here. We're here for some Rocket League, a little bit more insight on Texas Tech, also for CCS, which is just another um, tournament style. They play weekly. They have their own power rankings voted on by some select individuals. They have them ranked in the top 25,
They do.
sitting at 25th actually.
Hmm.
ISU, I know we've been close.
I think so, but
Supposedly we've been close, but have never actually cracked the bracket or top
mhm.
25. So we'll see how that pans out, though. Do you want to talk about some of the strategies and ways that we think ISU can improve?
I think so as well. Actually, a little fun fact is one of our players actually made a little like post-game podcast, and so our director at least took some notes off of that, and so we're gonna kind of list off a couple things that at least one of our players thought and kind of said we should improve upon for this next match. And one of the biggest things that I mean, I think we especially noted it in match as well, but one thing is kickoffs. They can kind of destroy us sometimes, especially when we have a man cheating up and they like just barely miss either the stall or the aerial, then we're kind of stuck there. They have possession, and the guy who's on back rotating for boost is supposed to cover the net, and then they like just barely miss, and that gives them a pretty easy, fast net. And I feel like that's kind of what some of our games have honestly come down to at points.
Yeah, I mean, you talked about a guy cheating up. A lot of
Hmm.
people might not understand what that term is. Would you like to elaborate on what that
Sure.
is?
So when you're on kickoff, usually there's someone who's the man on the ball, which is the closest. Or if you're side by side, usually left goes first. I guess which way would be left on camera? I don't know. This is my left hand, so left goes. And so the way that it works is if right over here is on kickoff, then you have the guy on left. Right goes for the ball, but the person on left kind of sneaks up and is waiting for either a stall or a pop up, so then they could jump an aerial. And so when you have that man who's cheating up, they usually kind of either there to attack the ball or to pressure the man who just went on kickoff and either get a demo or go for the ball. And one thing that we kind of noticed from ISU, at least a little bit last week, is the man up wasn't as much of a threat as I feel like our man up should have been.
Hmm.
And so they kind of, not necessarily fumbled, but there were times where they weren't exactly playing how they should have, I guess. And then the wheels fell off. They got a quick kickoff goal, and then there you go.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple times that the guy back two was definitely either getting boost or they thought the pass might go to the right side, which is where they were, so they weren't entirely guarding the goal. And I feel like there was a lot of miscommunication. I know that the podcaster was talking about some communications. They should have been, talking a lot more, discussing exactly what's going on in the play. I feel like some days if you're not in the mood, you're not going to be willing to talk as much. And, that's just going to be the way it is. And so maybe that's something that can change depending on any game.
That's true. And I think the final note that we had from that podcast as well is one thing that we've at least been trying to say as casters is we'd like to see a little bit more demos. And I think that's exactly what our Rocket aggression in general, but demos in particular are nice to see, especially if you have a quick opportunity where you're kind of peeling off to grab boost, but then there's a guy in your way. Might as well bump them, cause a little bit of chaos in their sense, so then they have a little bit of a panic moment, and then there you go. Maybe you get an open shot. Maybe you at least throw their team off for defense a little bit so you can gain control. I mean, demos and aggression overall are pretty powerful, and so that's one thing that I'm at least excited that ISU has recognized is that we've been a little bit too passive. And at times it makes sense to be passive, but at the same time I feel like sometimes you kind of just need to hit the nail on the head and go full aggression mode.
Yeah, there was a couple times. I honestly couldn't remember the last game that we ended up winning demos. We've tied a lot of demos. We've lost a lot more in the demos category.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of times, especially if you're rotating back to defend because you missed a pass or something along the lines when you're on offense, there's multiple times that we probably can find somebody who's at least slowing down on their offensive side and just demo them while you're in the middle of transitioning all the way downfield. Or like you're saying, we're trying to establish an offense, try to get into a groove. You're trying to rotate around, get some boost. If you see somebody while you're going fast enough to demo, just go and demo them while you're still on your rotation. And there's been a couple times I feel like that hasn't entirely happened.
That's true. But we also have to keep in mind as well, sometimes a demo is beneficial to them. Like if they're on offense and we got a quick like ride towards net and we demoed one of them, they spawn closer to the ball and their net, and they also have a third of their tank already. So it's one of those things where we have to be cautious with our demos, but we also have to, I think as long as we kind of keep them going in the right sense, demos can definitely make or break a game sometimes.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we were talking about just aggression. I feel like we've seen ourselves very good at transitions.
We have, yes.
But I feel like most of our goals have come from transitions. I still feel like we haven't set up an entire offensive groove in most games.
Yes. I think some of my favorite plays come from passing plays, and I know you're a big passer as well.
Oh, yeah. If you get an aerial pass, dude.
It's always fun to see some of those passing plays, and so that's one thing that I really hope that us as ISU recognize is that some of these passing plays, well, yes, they're a little tough to communicate, and you have to be on top of your comms. At the same time, if you do it, the other team might not expect it too. I mean, sometimes you have that man flying in from midfield, and then all of a sudden, boom, you hit a pass to him, and then there you go. There's an open net, basically.
Yeah, there's definitely been a couple times as well that we've also tried pinches.
That's true, yeah, team pinches. Those are definitely a lot more difficult because it takes a lot of timing and a lot of communication just to kind of pinch the ball together to get it to where you need it to go. But at the same time, it's very impressive if you can hit one.
Yeah, basically how pinching works, depending on the hitboxes of the cars, there's either team pinches, as we've discussed, where two teammates, they try to converge on the ball at almost the exact same time to, using their hitbox, pinch it out and shoot it towards, most likely it's usually towards goal.
Yeah.
But it's always depending on how it is. And then there's also just times that you pinch it against the opponent, and that's usually, sometimes it works out for you, sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah. So I'm excited to see how that works. But one quick note before we actually do head into the game is the giveaway that we're running.
Yeah.
Would you like to explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so we actually have a giveaway for the most viewed clip on Twitch. So clipping, very easy. You see something cool, you just tap on the screen. There's a little button with scissors, I think, or is it a?
It's either like one of those like video cut or scissors, but yeah.
And it'll take the past 30 seconds to past minute. You can edit the video however you want, and then post the clip. The most viewed clip at the end of the fall season will end up getting a free ISU jersey.
Just like this beauty.
Sports jersey. Yeah, get a free one.
Beautiful. I love the looks of these things. They're so cool. I wish I had a jersey myself, not going to lie.
Yeah. Would be nice. But anyways, I think right now the most viewed clips only, like, it's around 40 views. So very easy if anyone wanted to promote their clip in any way, get some views. It's a free jersey right there.
Exactly. And so I'm excited about that. But another thing to note as well, if you do want a jersey, but you want to earn it being on one of our teams, you can actually join us for our open play night, which is October 18th.
That's this Friday.
It's Saturday.
Saturday. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
I knew that.
And so we have a variety of games that we're going to be playing. We have Overwatch, Valorant, Rocket League, and Super Smash Bros. So if you're interested in any of those games, if you want to either join the team or if you're at least just interested about the team at all, or if you just want to come have a good time, we actually have a link down in the I think we have a bot posting it every like 15-20 minutes, but we also have it in our profile. So if you click there, there's a little Google form just to say, hey, I'm interested, I want to show up for this game at this time, then be awesome to see you.
Yeah, it just provides us a little more information on how many people are planning on showing up, how many people are planning for a certain game. And then I know that if there is enough interest in Call of Duty, they also might look into doing something like that. If so, just also reach out to the head coach here at the esports team just so we can get a little information. He definitely wants a Call of Duty team from what I'm aware. He is, what is it, world-renowned Call of Duty. Yeah.
I think 2023, if I'm correct, I think he took a team to Worlds and won.
I don't know that.
I don't remember the year, but yeah, he was like the amateur league. But yeah,
he's a world-renowned coach anyway.
Yeah.
So if you're interested in Call of Duty or any of the other games that we have, there's just the forum down below. But besides that, we're going into the game now. It's game 1, Texas Tech versus ISU. Here we go.
It looks like Ultramag does get the ball pretty. Actually, no, that's Bamble. I thought that was ISU. I'm used to us being orange. We're blue this time, though. That's kind of fun.
I do like shaking it up here. Yeah, throw everyone off.
Looks like Texas Tech did get a little bit of a pinch. Cesium going for that just a little off. Now he's going to rotate back to boost. Wilds there with a beautiful shot and a beautiful pass by, I always forget. Kobadija. I keep forgetting that, but that was a beautiful play, passing it right to where Wilds was, giving Texas Tech an early lead.
Yeah, I mean, that's just unfortunate. 2 missed aerial stops right there by ISU, and we might just be a little rusty. Might just need need to take some time to shake things off and get back into this game. Still very easy for ISU.
Wow,
like I just said, great way to come back, 1-1. Like, there was still plenty of time right there, and Cesium with the snipe of the century right there. Bramble trying to get back, and I mean, even with how great of a shot that was, that's hard to defend. Bramble almost getting there, but still a great shot by Cesium to tie the game up. 1-1 with 4 minutes and 26 seconds left.
Looks like Bramble was going for that Cesium challenge, which was a pretty great challenge. I'm excited to see that. Now EJ hitting it over Kobadija, and now I think he's looking for a pass for a teammate. It's off the wall. Does Cesium have? He's just barely off. Ultramag playing man back, but he does get a look at net. Kobadija has to save. Now EJ on the ball. Looks like he's trying to pass it. Unfortunately, didn't get past their defenders. What a shot by Ultramag! Picks that one up. EJ stalling it just far enough out of the goal for Ultramag.
What
EJ
a
touches
snipe!
That too.
Wow,
what a beautiful shot from ISU to take an early lead.
We were talking about this. ISU, we just needed to get a little bit more aggressive, and that's exactly what we saw. We saw a really good stop by the man back. That was Cesium. Set up the ball towards the offense. We kept it on their side for a little over 30 seconds, or just a little under 30 seconds, excuse me, and then just some very good, a nice shot by Ultramag and put the score up. But as soon as I say that, quick transition from Texas Tech, and a great shot right there by Bramble.
Yeah, it looks like Kobadija kind of passes center. Bramble was there, and it looks like, I think that was EJ almost had that one, but then Cesium was a little close too. I would have liked to possibly see him rotate a little bit farther back into net at that point, but at the same time, that's a tough one. And now Kobadija is up on the ball. Ultramag does have it, though. Can he get a pinch? He gets it out center a little bit, Not a whole lot. Looks like Cesium's going for it. Just
Cesium
barely
was
doesn't have the
close,
boost,
but EJ is there.
able to pick up the pass, giving ISU another lead once again.
We have a high-scoring game here. There's still 3 minutes, 29 seconds, so over half the match left, and it's 3-2. It's been all offense so far. I think there's only been one save in the entire game, which is, I mean, at least to me, quite impressive. But nevertheless, the one thing I will say is ISU's kickoffs have been very good. Last time, I mean, right there, that was very good by our cheater, just being able to get the ball back onto their side, quick transition back. Actually, that's a good shot right there from Texas Tech with EJ going towards the ball.
What a pinch with EJ. Looks like Kobadija is going to take that. Ultramag, oh, he's just barely off on the save. Oh, man, that's heartbreaking to see if you're an ISU fan. But, yeah, Kobadija just barely getting it over Ultramag there. Unfortunate.
Yeah, Ultramag just had a little bit too much momentum, carried him right past the ball. Unfortunate. That's been the story of the game for both sides, though, is just some close misses. There's been a lot of opportunity on both sides to block the ball before it goes in the goal, get some saves, but no one's really been able to do that so far, and it actually has put in the game 3-3 with just under 3 minutes left to go.
So it looks like Cesium trying to possibly pass at center for a teammate. Unfortunately, no one's there, so now Texas Tech going to get an early shot. EJ does get a decent look off that. Ultramag has control off the wall, but it looks like that was Bramble who was there to get that for Texas Tech. Looks like Cesium's bumped. Unfortunately, he doesn't control that, and so now he's a little bit off, but he does have time to get boost. Ultramag takes a look. Looks like Kobadija saves it. Bramble's up. Cesium trying to defend that, and it looks like EJ does get there, but Wilds is back. Let's see how he plays this. EJ wanted that one, but Cesium is our man back. He actually punches at center. Does EJ have a look? It looks like he almost did, but it looks like Kobadija is able to save it.
Yeah, I mean, that was very close on Cesium as well. Very low on boost. Was the only man back due to rotation, but he was still able to get the stop. And a good-looking shot right there. Unfortunately, just barely not wide enough. Looks like
this could be Bramble. Actually, no. Oh, he missed it off the wall. That's very interesting. I was expecting a pass center for one of his teammates, but we did demo, I think. Threw him off a little bit, and he just barely missed it off the wall. And so now ISU on the defense.
Yeah, I mean, you were talking about the demo. I actually think EJ was demoed, but nevertheless, by EJ getting there, he actually still kind of ended up stalling whoever it was.
Cesium has a look. It's a little bit short. Ultramag has. Oh, Wilds close. Just barely able to get there before Ultramag. Looks like another pass center, possibly for one of our teammates, but unfortunately, Ultramag was rotating back for boost. EJ stalls it. Cesium stalls again. Can Ultramag go for this? He wants it. Looks like Bramble.
Control by
Actually, that was Wilds. Yeah,
he was able to control that out around.
Is that it? Oh, wow. Off the crossbar, just barely. Ultramag flying in. Unfortunately, he's just off, and so no Wilds takes control. Cesium is our man back. Does he save? He does!
What a save!
Beautiful save there by Cesium. Now EJ, Ultramag takes a look.
I wonder if EJ let that go on purpose, but that ball is up high. It's just EJ back.
It is. He gets it out.
Saved somehow. I don't know if that was. I don't know if that was Texas Tech's mistake or if EJ was able to get there, because there wasn't a save for us. But that was insane right there for ISU. 30 seconds left. Tied 3-3. It's been no score for the past 3 minutes.
Oh, a small little pinch from the team could go in, but Wilds is there. Does Ultramag have? He stalls it. He gets a flip reset. He tries to stall. Is EJ there? Oh, he's just off. Now Cesium's our only man back. He does stall center. Kobadija taking it up. Come on, Ultramag. Ooh, just off to the corner. Do we have an ISU player there? Cesium wanting to get that one. He keeps it in our corner. That's a shot.
Oh, EJ with the save. Good stop putting that down. That was on ISU's side. It looked like we were running a little low on boost. It's a fresh reset for everyone as we go into the overtime. So the next score wins game one, which will set a good tone for the next matches to come.
So it looks like EJ punching at center. Ultramag wanting to attack that, but Wilds hits that one up pretty far. Now Cesium on the attack. He actually gets it underneath him. Does he get a pass center or even a shot maybe? EJ's looking for it. Unfortunately, he's off. Is Ultramag there? No, he's not. He's going to stay back. Actually, he tried to grab that one, but he just flew over it. So now, once again, on our defense, Ultramag's up with a pass from EJ. just not enough boost to get up, unfortunately. So now ISU on the defensive. EJ gets it. Can he get it over? Ooh, I thought he was going to be able to get that over Kobadeja, but he's just off.
There's been a lot more aerials so far in this match.
Oh, it's just off the post! And it looks like we barely take control here. Man, that was a close look.
If you are ISU,
stall center.
And Wild, too much
that.
power behind it.
So unfortunate. I saw the vision there from Cesium, but unfortunately he lost control and just barely passed at center for Wilds to be able to take a great shot there and give Texas Tech their first win.
Oh man, that's such a good game though.
Man, that was impressive. Great first game for ISU, bringing it to overtime, putting on a fight, that is for sure, but just barely off. I mean, it's tough to say because I feel like, at least for ISU, we didn't do a whole lot wrong. I feel like
I feel like we played a very good game. The only thing that I would say is there was a couple missed saves aerially.
That's true.
I felt like those came very early on though, and I'm not sure if we got a good proper warm up or if we decided to go in cold because a lot of people like that. And so it might just be we just needed to shake it off a little bit. But then we played very good ball, I think.
Oh, looks like we had an open net
right there by
there. That was very beautiful. That's one thing that we were kind of talking about pregame was those kickoffs. I mean, especially we were just a little off there, and so that kind of forced a save at least. But ISU taking advantage of this Ultramag. Oh, we got a flip reset, but Bramble just barely able to get there. So now Cesium trying to go for this. He's just a little off. Looks like Bramble was trying to score that one, but he wasn't quite there.
Got popped back out.
Cesium stalling center, which isn't ideal. Looks like they do get a demo there.
Oh, Wild kind of hit that back. I don't know if he meant to do that, but it's a direct pass to Kobadeja. Lines it up the wall for Bramble, and it was a fake by Bramble. Wilds puts that in the bottom left corner of the goal just past EJ.
Yeah, I think EJ, I mean, he had the right idea. He knew about where he was going to push it, but unfortunately, I think he boosted just barely before having to try to do that backflip, and so it carried him just a little too far into the net. And so now ISU is down once again.
We've seen ISU down, and then we were able to get it back pretty quickly. We'll see if ISU can get a quick transition here. Does seem like
we wanted it. It punches down. EJ almost had that. I was hoping he stalled it just enough for Cesium to get there, but now he's not. We have to rotate back. Ultramag with a good touch. Looks like Kobadeja was the one who was able to save that because it was. I mean, it was pretty slow, pretty easy save, but at the same time, you know, caused a little bit of panic. Ultramag had a good look. Wilds does save it, though.
Ultramag does end up bumping Kobadeja, though, so that did get Kobadeja off the ball, and it's still allowing ISU to get a little bit of control, trying to just keep this ball on that Texas Tech side, trying to get some offense going. Unfortunately, that demo might have been costly, and it does seem like it was.
It was. Yeah, definitely threw off our defense a little bit there. Ultramag, I think, not sure exactly where he was going. I think he was hoping for a pass center, but unfortunately, they're able to just get it over EJ, bringing Texas Tech to a 2-point lead.
Still with 3 minutes, 20 seconds left. This is anyone's game. We've seen ISU come back from more. Right there, we can see our man back. That was Cesium. I think he was just a little bit late to react on that Kobadeja shot. I mean, to be fair, that's very hard to predict. But also just great placement right there by Kobadeja.
Yeah, beautiful shot. Not much we can do. ISU down one more point, but we have seen some of our great kickoff strategies. And so that's one thing I think that as long as we clean it up, we should be able to win here. And it looks like EJ passed to Ultramag. It is saved by Wilds. Cesium taking a look. Oh, we were trying to demo there. EJ was center, but unfortunately he didn't get the bump fast enough. So now Wilds has a shot, but EJ gets a great
right there
save.
by EJ. That was great. That was great. That was a great read, sorry, right there by EJ. He was able to hover in the air just long enough that he was able to get either direction out pretty well, and he was just able to read directly where that ball was going.
Looks like some interesting plays from Texas Tech, kind of trying to mess with us once again. And there's a lot of demos coming out right now. but Cesium does punch it, possibly to
Another
EJ.
demo.
EJ punches it out to the side. Now Ultramag has it. And once again, Texas Tech does take. I think EJ just trying to gain control a little bit here. He punches it out. Now Ultramag taking a look. He's just off, so now EJ has to save. He does. Can he punch center? Unfortunately, no one's there, but Ultramag does take control of that. He wants another one, but it looks like Texas Tech is a little too fast.
Yeah, I mean, so far, oh, what a shot.
That was a beautiful shot.
ISU was playing some pretty scrappy defense, and it seemed to be working, but after so long of taking shot after shot, and Texas Tech, great job being able to pass it around. I mean, they seemed to be almost on the ball every single time they were at half court, half field, whatever you want to call it, and they were just very good at being able to read the defense. But a nice cheater play right there by EJ. And unfortunately, we'll see if ISU can get anything out of it. But so far, Texas Tech has had complete control of the ball ever since EJ was able to cheat
what
its way.
Center. It looked like we were trying to bump Kobadija. Now EJ's bumped, so he's kind of flailing around a little bit. Now Ultramag has to take it. Unfortunately, he's just a little off. And Wilds scores it once again, bringing them to a 5-0 lead.
Yeah, there's been a couple times we've seen today just a couple of our players trying to read the ball just slightly off, and sometimes you have those days and there's not one real fix to it. You just got to be able to get into your groove and get in the right mindset. Like a lot of these times when you're down 5-0, you have to be able to come back with a complete reset.
Yep.
And we'll see if ISU is going to be able to do that. But as of right now, Texas Tech just keeps laying on the hammer.
That is true. It is. I mean, they're putting on a spectacle, that's for sure. They're taking shot after shot. Cesium was there, but unfortunately, I'm not sure if he double popped and meant to flip or if the momentum just carried him a little too far back. But we were slightly off on that aspect. And so now, once again, ISU, the kickoff not going our way. So we're going to have to try to save it. Cesium actually going for a squishy save. It was a little sloppy. I mean, he didn't have a lot of boost, but Wilds able to control that very well after the shot. Yeah, kind of pops it up, and I think he actually got a double here. He did. Wow. That was
control in the air.
That was impressive. I mean, got to give props where it's due. Wilds with a beautiful shot.
I mean, he was able to just kind of hover in the air while rotating his car and then just be able to pop that ball down after being able to. He basically alley-ooped himself, essentially,
that
right
is
there.
True, yeah.
I mean, you can't really critique that. That's all I'll say. Like, that's just an impressive play.
That is true. It looked like Ultramag wanted a demo there, but unfortunately was just off. And so now EJ having to save. Ultramag's there to challenge. Can we get off? No, not quite. Cesium does save it. Ultramag, I think, trying to stall it just a little bit more.
Didn't really have any boost, unfortunately.
If EJ had that, he did get bumped, so
he might have had enough time. If EJ had enough time, that was in the goal.
Yeah, 100%. But he did get bumped right beforehand, so it kind of threw him off, which was a great play from Texas Tech, being able to realize that that EJ had a clean look on net. Ooh, Cesium trying for a double, but unfortunately it is saved just beforehand. Not sure how Bramble got there, but he did.
If we score right here, we could end up making it a Brazilian, if I'm correct.
We could, yes. I think we always had that, but Kobadija able to save that one for Texas Tech. Ball's still up. I think they're trying for one more. We punch it off to the side. Kobadija's there. He takes control. Cesium takes it out of his hands, and it looked.
Oh, it's still alive. I thought that was going to go down. But it didn't.
Ultramag looking for it. Can he get it? Bramble's there. It does stall. Looks like all the Texas Tech players are up. Can we catch?
They're all out of boost as well.
Wild
Go in! Yeah!
We at least got one. We didn't get shut out.
Woo! We'll take a Brazilian.
We will take that. It was a rough match, but I mean,
good finish at the end.
Getting a last-second goal could be the momentum that we need to carry us into this third match.
I mean, they were all out of boost going up for that last aerial shot, and I was about to say, like, this is our chance to score if we wanted to.
That is true, yeah.
We were just barely able to score there right at the very end. I mean, we'll take 7-1 over a 7-0 any day.
I agree with that, yeah. I mean, definitely a tough loss for ISU. I think, again, one of the things that we kind of talked about pregame, just their kickoffs unfortunately, that's kind of what's killing us sometimes is our cheat up doesn't, like our man who's cheating up doesn't really have a great look on ball or one of the men to demo. And then our guy back rotated a little too far because they were expecting either a clear center or possibly even a stall. And then unfortunately, it just goes right in our net.
There was a couple times I would say our cheater did very good. There was one time I'm pretty sure we ended up winning a kickoff, sorry.
Yeah.
And instead of the cheater going for it because he realized that their man back was going at the ball, he ended up bumping, I'm pretty sure it was Ultramag, bumped into EJ to try and get the ball. And EJ got a little bit of a nick on it. It just wasn't enough. But it was a very good play on the fly for the cheater. It was just, that was, I think, one of the only times that entire match we had a good kickoff. So hopefully we'll be able to turn it around. Hopefully the players come into this with clean mindset, complete reset. It's a brand new game. Game 3, best of 5. ISU playing on their last leg, trying to stay alive. It's zeros with 4 minutes, 15 seconds left.
Oh, a beautiful shot there. Ultramag does get a great save, though, off the backside. And so now EJ trying to take control. He punches at center, but it looks like Bramble's there. Cesium at least got a bump on him, which was good. He did
get him away from the ball.
But yeah, got him away. Get it out of his hands, or I guess his tires, because cars don't have hands. But EJ stalling at center was a little dangerous, but it looks like they weren't ready for that. And so now Ultramag taking it up off the wall. Does it bounce off the roof? Unfortunately, it doesn't, so he doesn't get control again.
I think it did, just Kobadija was there.
I think it did.
Because it bounced out
second,
and it gave Kobadija a save.
That's true. I was just hoping that it would touch the roof a little sooner. So
DJ was almost able to read that play right there, get the pass, but unfortunately missed, so he's going to have to rotate back. ISU down a man by that. Actually, it ended up working out well, going straight to EJ. Is going to carry it over.
He's trying to stall at center for, it looked like Ultramag wanted that, just off. Good play on Ultramag, trying to,
what a play.
Beautiful shot there. I was expecting, honestly,
I honestly
to go
thought
here,
somebody
but then
was going to go for it.
Faked them out a little bit, and then all three of them there were in net, and he's able to get
Wilds
over
was just kind of standing there. He realized he wasn't going to be able to get there. He was just trying to play it in case it went to the left. And Ultramag actually taking the extra time, knowing that they wouldn't go for it, worked out heavily in ISU's favor. I was kind of questioning that judgment. I was like, why didn't he go for it? But it worked out very well for ISU, so I am not going to question that move at all.
Looks like Ultramag wanted to get a good clear there, but he was just barely bumped. Cesium and EJ both wanted to go for that one, but Kobadija just a little too fast with a beautiful pass.
He came in flying hot and was just able to punch that in there in between two people. And this has been a couple times now that we've seen for ISU that we can get a lead, and almost immediately after we end up giving it up.
Yeah, but Ultramag looks like he has control just barely off. So now Cesium, he was trying to take a look center, but I think he just barely stalled it in the corner. So now EJ has, but looks like Kobadija is able to stall at center. Wild's taking a little pass, possibly to Bramble, who has full boost. EJ goes after it. He's just off. So now Ultramag, he takes a look. Wild's just able to get there. I'm impressed with that one. He had little to no boost, and yet he was still up that far.
Yeah, he was definitely able to, great boost management right there. A lot of back and forth ball between Texas Tech and ISU. Either by this, somebody's going to end up scoring on probably either an open net or a quick transition, or we'll maybe be able to see a little bit of an established offense by either team.
That was close to a quick transition there. Looks like Cesium does get a demo. Unfortunately, it's not enough. He does stall. Cesium wants to go for that one, but Wild's punching it off to the corner where he's not. Kobadija stalling it. Does Ultramag stall? He does. Can he get a attack there? Looks like he tried to, but Bramble was able to get that one. EJ just barely off, but Cesium does get, punching it to their left corner. So
yeah, everyone's pretty low on boost, though. Oh, Ultramag was looking for the pass, just it wasn't able to connect. He put that slightly behind EJ, and it might actually allow for Texas Tech to get a bit of a transition.
Not quite. Cesium was able to read that stall center, although it's not looking great. We do have EJ back. He was almost demoed. Looks like Wilds is able to stall that. Now it's a punch slightly towards our net. We have to be careful with this one. Kobadija stalling it. Ultramag with a great save. keeping ISU in contention with this match, tied up with only a minute left on the clock.
Yeah, that ball's going to go straight in front of the goal. Good out right there, or clear as the game calls it. That is my bad. By Cesium. We're going to see Ultramag try to put some power behind that. Unfortunately, not enough. Cesium's going to stall that towards mid. Bramble looked like he was going to go for that. Ultramag with a very good stall. EJ puts that in the far left corner.
EJ Ultramag. EJ.
Oh,
man,
what a
Wild's
save by
able to save it.
Wilds. Cesium's up, keeping it on Texas Tech's side. There's about 30 seconds left. This might be a quick transition for Texas Tech, who's trying to put the game away.
Ultramag.
Gotta be one man.
Bramble? He just barely loses control. I think he was trying to flip one more time, but he was just off. So now ISU having to rotate back on defense once again could be dangerous.
We've seen so much back and forth with this game. It might end that way, too. We still have 10 seconds left. Ball is on ISU.
EJ
what a shot!
Bramble with a beautiful save, though. That was an impressive shot. Clock is at 0. As long as we keep the ball up, we can have this. But it looks like Texas Tech does punch it down, bringing us to overtime once again.
That was a good play right there by Texas Tech. They were all pretty low on boost, and I mean, ISU had the ball on their side. Things started to look our way. Unfortunately, I mean, Texas Tech, good play, just putting that down, trying to get the reins back in this, trying to keep ISU suppressed a little bit. Right now, you can see they're putting a lot of pressure on that offense, using a lot of aerials, using a lot of passes. ISU, we play very good in the transition game, and that's exactly what we did the past 2 minutes. We need ISU to get aggressive, make sure we get our passes, get our
EJ. EJ with a beautiful look center. Looks like he just barely wasn't able to get enough power behind it to get it past their players. Cesium with a good stall. Ultramag takes it. Kobadija has Cesium and EJ.
Oh, what a save by Bramble.
Bramble able to save that one. That was a beautiful look.
That's 2 or 3 tight saves that he's been able to have.
Yeah, they've had some great saves overall in this match. Ultramag possibly trying to get this, and it looks like he is able to fake one of them out. EJ has a look. Kobadija is there, though. And so now Cesium, I think, was trying to stay on that. Ultramag trying to look and see what they do.
It's a pass. It's going to be high. EJ's just going to stall it.
It looks like they're trying to go for that, but it looks like Ultramag got it off into our corner. It is center. Ultramag gets a nice touch. EJ wanting to go for that. He missed the mid boost, unfortunately, but he stalls it. Ultramag is there. He's got time. He can take this up off the wall, but he is demoed, which is unfortunate because he just grabbed that boost. And it looks like Wilds was trying to bump Cesium. EJ with control.
Bramble again.
Like he beat him. Is Cesium there for the pass?
And it is!
It's in! Beautiful shot by Cesium. Thank you, EJ.
1 minute and 45 seconds into overtime. ISU was fighting for their life for at least a minute of that game. Texas Tech very good on offense. I mean, ISU, they ended up winning the demo battle there, and they finally were able to get a win.
That was a beautiful play from ISU, back and forth the entire game.
Go into overtime, get pushed out onto defense quite early on, and just had to wait for their opportunity to strike.
I mean, that's mad props to ISU. Overtime can be scary, and I definitely, their pass play there right at the end, Cesium able to punch that one in, keeping ISU in contention. That gives us some pretty good momentum going into Game 4, showing Texas Tech that we aren't out of this.
I mean, we were talking about this, like, especially in Game 1. It was a close game. It was back and forth. There was, like, we were down, came back, got a lead. They came back, and then they finally were able to put it away in overtime. And then this one, it was a lot of, instead of just having somebody get a quick transition and a goal, it was a lot of back and forth after going 1-1, and we were finally able to go into overtime. Everyone got reset. We got back down early on defense, and we're able to come back and get some nice, clean wins. I mean, it was pretty close sometimes, I mean, Bramble had some amazing saves that probably should have been a goal.
Yeah.
But, I mean, great job for him on Texas Tech being able to keep them in that game. But ISU barely able to come back and get a win out of it, which is very impressive, especially being down 2-1 on your last life.
Yeah.
That was very good for ISU. We've had 2 overtime games so far.
We have, and I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we saw a third. With the way both teams are playing now, very aggressive, very I mean, Texas Tech a little bit more coordinated, I guess, on their offense, but at the same time, ISU staying in contention, having some pretty good defensive plays while also getting it past center and just kind of lobbing it past some of their teammates sometimes, and that's all we need to kind of keep in contention.
That was one thing I did want to mention. There's been a couple times in the past games that we haven't been able to really clear the ball out when we're on defensive, and that was one thing that I feel like we saw a little bit more in that last game was we were able to get some pretty good lobs, or at least pass it to the other side where our teammate was then able to lob it because their mid-zone defense was on the select side that the ball already was. And so we're starting to rotate the ball around a little bit more, and we're starting to see some more, at least more opportunities for passing plays, which I think is very good for at least ISU's team because we haven't had too many passing plays in the past game.
I agree with that. And honestly, there was that one team pinch that really should have been in. That was impressive.
Man.
EJ and Cesium with that beautiful pinch. But once again, Bramble with his crazy defense clutching up when Texas Tech needs it most.
Yeah, I mean, also not to discredit, Kobadija has been very good on offense. He's been able to rotate in exactly when he needs to and come in at flying force multiple times to get and punch it straight into the goal in between two players.
It looks like, unfortunately, ISU does actually have an open net because of that demo by Bramble. I was kind of scared with that one. Cesium with just a slight off pass. I think he was trying to punch it out, but it kind of stalled center, and that gave Wilds a beautiful shot, wide open net after that demo from Bramble.
Yeah, I was quite worried after I saw Cesium pass that. It was straight open to mid. There was one person in goal and two people from Texas Tech going in. Now, multiple times, if you're playing in a quick-paced game like this, you're not going to think about demoing and trying to clear up the goal. But that's how you know that there's a lot of good coordination and a lot of good comms between the team and very good game sense between the players on Texas Tech.
And I would like to highlight that demo from EJ. That was also another great one that we saw. I think that was probably their closest man to ball and who would have had a pretty decent shot, but he did actually get that demo, punching him off the ball, and so now ISU, we do have to be careful though.
Oh, Kobadija missed. That was very lucky for ISU. I was worried about where that ball might end up being positioned.
Oh,
wow. Oh, he almost saved that.
I thought Ultramag had that save for a second. That was beautiful. Yeah, Cesium wanted that one, but yeah, he was bumped by Bramble. Just crazy, but Ultramag flying in from the corner.
I mean, if that wasn't in the corner and that was mid, I feel like Ultramag saved it. It was just a tough angle to come in at.
I agree with that. He just barely wasn't behind the ball enough to punch it up into the crossbar and out. But Cesium does have control off kickoff. EJ going for a wall pinch. Unfortunately, it's a little too aggressive, and so now it's
I'm honestly not entirely mad with that, though. Ultramag and Cesium both weren't there, so he just kind of lobbed it to – I mean – I don't think he meant to on purpose, but he ended up launching it to the other side, which just bought more time for his teammates to come in.
That is true. So now Cesium trying to play a little bit of defense here. And now EJ is actually closer. We're going to have to be careful with this one. It's off the wall. They're pretty dangerous. I mean,
good shot.
That was a close look at a double. We've seen one of them. I can't remember who hit that from Texas Tech, but we have seen one before. I think it might have been Bramble. Or, yeah, Wilds would make sense, too. I mean,
very wild play, you could say.
It was.
Actually,
with a good look.
Oh, what a wild save right there.
Absolutely great if you're a Texas Tech fan. Unfortunately,
that's just it.
We're not going to be able to get there, and I don't know what's really happening to.
I feel like we've just missed a couple passes, and we definitely overcommitted on that one. Ultramag also just missed the aerial. And after just a quick little stunt like that, there's barely under 3 minutes left. It's a 3-0 lead for Texas Tech.
EJ able to grab that boost center. Looks like he's possibly trying to pass to one of his teammates. He actually does control it. It's center. Cesium wants that, but it looks like Kobadija, I think, was the one who was up with him and got that. EJ is bumped by Wilds, leaving an open net. Oh. It's off corner. Do they have another shooter? They don't. Oh, maybe. Just off a little high. So now Ultramag trying to stall it, possibly for EJ. He did grab the boost. Cesium pinching it up off the wall. Bramble taking control. Cesium's just off. And so now EJ, he gets it past them. Is he fast enough? It looks like that's just going to be high. Oh, Wild saves it. Now Ultramag
wild save
to EJ. Not quite. It's now EJ.
Oh,
Cesium with a little tap. Unfortunate. Oh,
still not in the goal, but there's been at least 2 times since we've started spectating EJ that I feel like Cesium, he ended up making a move on the ball that EJ wasn't able to predict. So I'm wondering if there's a little bit of lack in communication.
that could be the case. And unfortunately, I mean, especially in highly competitive moments like this, you really need to be on your A game. Know where your teammates are at. EJ,
That down to the post.
Man, the post once again being our enemy. And so now Ultramag trying to recover from that. We only have 1 minute and 30 seconds left. Just a little off. And so now we're on the defense once again. ISU has to score a quick one here if we want to stay in contention.
Oh, I don't entirely know what EJ's plan was, but he got bumped by Cesium, so it might have been a little pass to Cesium, and it just didn't work out very well. Nevertheless, Ultramag's taking it up the left side. Ball is mid. EJ's going to attack that. It's going to bounce off the corner.
He's bumping a little bit. Cesium just barely not able to get there fast enough. Ultramag stalls it. EJ, he's fast enough. Ultramag, does he get a look? He does, but Bramble with a beautiful save. Cesium taking a look at it, but now Bramble with a clear center. EJ with little to no boost. He does save it. That was a pretty impressive save, but we need a shot here and now to at least get us on the board and hopefully hope for some kickoffs. Ooh, wild shot. Do we save it?
And we don't. But Wild comes back in flaming hot, trying to get some redemption for the shot that almost was saved by Ultramag.
You can say that was an all-star play. Smash Mouth?
But how does that have to do anything with
You
Wild?
didn't see his. Okay, well.
His
player anthem was
okay.
all-star.
I wasn't paying attention to that. I was more focused on the goal.
Ultramag with a beautiful
And
look
it's
there.
in.
Wow, that
We're
was
not getting
impressive.
shut out today, is what Ultramag just said. He's like, we are still in this. There's 20 seconds left. If we can do 3 more of that, then we're back in this. Bramble actually put that in, though.
He did, just barely. Ultramag kind of put it in between the two of them, so that was a great positioning. Great kickoff. ISU, ooh, we punch it off to the right side, but it looks like Wilds is there.
Yeah, I feel like that was...
EJ had...
And it's in! Wow!
Absolutely beautiful shot. I didn't think he had that off the wall.
I didn't think he had that either.
Yeah, he just barely uses his boost and punches it down.
Just as soon as he hits 0 boost as well.
Absolutely beautiful control from EJ off the wall. 2 quick ones.
For ISU.
If we keep it up like this, we could honestly come back for an overtime.
We
need to score it now. Ultramag is center, but it looks like Bramble able to save that one. And now I believe, yep, that is game. Officially game. But
what
ISU
a heart-throbbing stop
one.
right there by...
Ooh, looks like it's still up. Hopefully ISU can score one more, but it does touch. And unfortunately,
I see what you're talking about. That was an all-star round right there by Wilds.
It was. Beautiful games overall from ISU. A tough loss. I mean, 3-1. I feel like we've been in a situation like this before, but once again, I feel like we played great, but overall, we were just barely off on some of our rotations, just barely off on some of our kickoffs. Once we kind of clean that stuff up, I mean, our offense is pretty great. When we can get established and we can get a passing play, it's pretty good. Same with our defense, but it's just those quick transitions, those quick kickoff goals that really kill us.
Yeah, I mean, when we go over game 1, it was 4-3. We lost that one in overtime.
Yeah.
And 2 of their goals, at least I can assure you, was because we missed a defensive stop aerially in our own side of the field.
Yes.
And so that was also the first game, so you could say it might just be first game jitters. They just needed to warm up a little bit. But then I would also say in game 2, we had a little bit of the same issue. We ended up losing that one 7-1. We also got our only goal in the zeros, if that would make sense.
That was true.
Which was, number 1, it was an amazing goal, really hard fought to make it so that we didn't get shut out. But even then, that's still a little bit. There was a lot of kickoff goals that we ended up losing, and a lot of missed aerial defensive stops.
There was, yeah, and it's tough when you're at a level like that. You really want to be able to hit some of those shots, but again, those angles are so particular at some points where you need to just barely hit it with your tire or just barely hit it with the back of your car, and then you just are off on the hitboxes, and then unfortunately there you go. There goes the ball straight in your net.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the things that happened in that second game specifically was we missed a couple early on, and we kind of got in our heads.
That is true.
And there's not a lot of time in between goals, so that's 100% a factor into it. Because if there was more time in between goals, you might have enough time to settle down and be like, okay, like I can come back into this, reset my mind. But when it's so fast paced like Rocket League is, it's very hard in between goals to be like, okay, I missed that by like 2 millimeters, but it's not going to happen again. Like, I just got to calm down and I got to go. When it's so fast paced, you don't have enough time. It can be very annoying and it can get in your head very fast. And so I think that's what happened a little bit in game 2. But looking at game 3, I feel like we came out very well. Got a good lead. And I feel like we gave it up pretty fast. It was a kickoff goal, another one that we've been talking about. But then for 3 minutes, a lot of back and forth, very good defensive stops, some very good shots. Bramble on Texas Tech, great defense. And then we just came back and went into overtime, got pushed onto defense very early, as I've said, but we were able to get one good transition. We were able to put it in. So I feel like game 3 was very good.
Game 3 was great. We did play that we played that very well, and kind of same. I mean, we did lose game 4, unfortunately, but at the same time, we were only down 2 points. We scored 2 very fast ones within the last, I think I'd probably say about 45 seconds.
It was within the last 30 seconds.
So it was a pretty close game, and honestly, if we'd had another minute and a half, I think
we would have been able to run with the momentum.
Get there, but unfortunately, just a little too late, and we couldn't really get the ball moving where we needed it to go.
Well, that's the entire show that we have for you tonight. Unfortunately, ISU ends up losing to Texas Tech 3-1, but we do have the replays and the highlights right after this. But for us, the only thing that we have left to talk about is the giveaway.
The giveaway, yes. If you like one of these goals that you saw, you can clip it on Twitch, and the clip with the most views gets a jersey just like this one. So I think it is pretty impressive. I mean, I love these jerseys. They're so
I mean, most viewed is only 61, so
still
relatively easy to beat.
You definitely have a shot as long as you promote your clip, as long as it's, I mean, we had some great impressive shots tonight. So
I mean,
go back and
100%.
find them. I think you could easily win.
Yeah, and then on top of that, we also have the open night, which will be on the 18th, October 18th, so this Saturday. And we've got I don't know exactly what the times are, but the 4 games that we have is Overwatch 2, we've got Valorant, we've got Rocket League, and we've got Super Smash Bros.
We do, yes. And so if you are interested to join us, it goes from 4 o'clock till, I didn't catch the last, and 10 o'clock. So if you are interested, each game kind of has like their own time slot. So if you're interested in either joining one of the teams or possibly even just kind of coming around, hanging around,
playing some
great games, I'd be very excited to see you guys on Saturday.
Yeah, so if you're interested, fill out the form that we have below. But as we said, that's all that we have for you tonight, and we thank you guys for stopping by.
One quick thing before you guys just leave. We actually do have our replays, so we're going to head into that. But other than that, at least from us and from the broadcasting, that's all we have. So enjoy the replays.